Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 9 on Fargo CW.
That doesn't surprise me, but I would do absolutely everything to avoid that situation.
New information tonight about a bizarre story out of Jamestown. Thanks for joining us tonight. A lot of people are talking about unusual behavior going on at Jamestown area rest stops. Some people say they won't be stopping there anymore. Police are sending a warning after multiple people dialed 911 about two men asking them for money late at night. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Nicole Johnson has the latest.
Imagine pulling up to this rest stop just west of Jamestown. It's dark and there aren't people around. A stranger approaches you asking for money.
I feel like I can handle myself, but I don't know if my girls would necessarily know how to keep themselves safe.
Yes, it comes off as a creepy situation, but that's not why Sergeant Benjamin Kennelly is telling the community about it.
You should always be aware of your surroundings, especially in a rural area, which most of our rest areas are rural in North Dakota. But I don't find it any more dangerous than walking in a gas station at 3 in the morning.
He says the two men panhandling haven't made any threats or done anything illegal. Rather, he's worried about what someone might do to the men, saying they have been approaching semi-drivers.
This is just something that we're not used to dealing with. You know, that's an inner city problem where you have people panhandling on the corners, but apparently this person has moved to the rest area, and I'm sure people have given him money. I know for a fact at least one has.
Sergeant Kennelly says it's a local issue. They're pretty sure they know who the men are, and that's what he wants the public to know. They're professional panhandlers. The
same person had been asked for money twice and given two different stories. First time they were out of gas, even though it's a newer white SUV. We believe it's a 2016. So obviously that raises flags to us. But then the second time she was asked for money, they actually had a sling on their arm, and it wasn't for gas, it was because they were hurt.
While you should take extra caution,
typically, unless I'm with somebody, I wouldn't stop.
The bigger message, the panhandlers in this area are trying to take advantage of people's kindness. In Jamestown, Nicole Johnson, Valley News Live.
Sergeant Kennelly says he doesn't want the situation to stop people from going to rest stops. The two men aren't considered dangerous, but here's what you need to know. They're believed to be only in the Jamestown area, and they're driving a white Kia SUV with no license plates. And as we mentioned before, you, our viewers, are still talking about the alert. That post now has nearly 900 shares. So if you would like to join in on the conversation, just remember to like Valley News Live on Facebook. That way you can follow the latest news, weather, and breaking news updates anytime on your feed. Just search Valley News Live, like our page, and you'll stay informed throughout the entire day. All right, Robert, I just recently stepped outside and it's getting awfully chilly. How low will our temperatures drop this evening?
We'll see temperatures in the 30s in many areas. A live look outside. We've got some partly cloudy skies here in the Fargo Moorhead area. More clouds off towards the east. Clear skies off towards the west. We're looking down on University I-94 there in the distance. And we've got, again, some partly cloudy skies at this hour here in the Fargo Moorhead area. Current temperature 54 degrees. Winds out of the north at 12 miles per hour. They'll continue to subside, becoming very light as we head through the overnight hours. Temperature-wise, a mix of 40s and 50s across the region. And we'll dip down into the 30s along and west of the Red River and stay in the low 40s off towards the east. Winds, again, much lighter, and they'll become rather light as we head through the night tonight. Tomorrow, a nice change after a windy Monday and a breezy today. Look for some light winds as we head through the day tomorrow. There are some clouds out there and better chances for seeing the northern lights the further west you go. Further east, you may see a few breaks in the clouds, but more clear skies off towards the west, and that's where the better chance for frost is. We'll show you that frost advisory here in just a moment. With the few clouds around there, we do have no precipitation out there, and none is anticipated. Northern plains quiet. Do have a bit of rain off towards the east. That continues to pinwheel its way ever so slowly away from us. Some showers and storms across the eastern seaboard, and some showers and some thunderstorms kicking up some dust in and around the Phoenix area. Blowing dust advisory in effect there earlier this evening. Overnight tonight, we'll continue to see some variable cloudiness. Better chance for clouds the further east you go. I don't think the clouds will get quite this far west, but we'll see that mix of clouds and clear skies And again, that chance for northern lights is out there not only tonight, but if you miss out tonight, it'll also be out Wednesday night and Thursday night, the way it looks, and possibly right on into the weekend. As we head through the day tomorrow, decreasing clouds, mostly sunny skies for the entire region by the end of the day. Temperatures tomorrow into the 60s in most areas, maybe hanging on to some 50s across the east. And those winds, again, much lighter than they have been over the past couple of days. Frost advisory, I clicked by it real quick there, and that's in effect for our western counties there. It does include Cass County. That's from 1 a.m. to 8 a.m. That possibility of some frost. Protect those plants outdoors, and if they're potted plants, bring them on indoors for the night. 36 frosty degrees here in Fargo to start off today, but by lunchtime with lots of sunshine and light winds, upper 50s, and we'll top it out in the upper 60s. And speaking of northern lights, this photo from last night down near Breckenridge, Minnesota. Northern lights, thanks for Nick for sending that in. We'll use that at the background of our 7-day forecast. And again, some decent weather tomorrow and even nicer on Thursday, getting up into the low 70s. And we'll continue with 70s right on into the weekend. Homecoming Saturday looking good. Rain and cooler air moves in for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday.
Perfect weather for tailgating.
Perfect weather for tailgating, albeit a touch cool in the morning, but
just wear
nothing
layers.
like we'll have to deal with in a couple of months.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thanks, Robert. A Moorhead neighborhood is still on high alert today after a man came home to find a burglar in his house. It happened around 12:15 this afternoon when police were called to a home in the 2100 block of 17th Street South. The homeowner told police a man was in the process of stealing property. The suspect then ran out a side door and the homeowner chased him. That's when the robber allegedly pointed a handgun at the homeowner. Valley News Team's Giovanna Simic has reactions from neighbors on this scary situation.
Neighbors are still shocked after Tuesday's scary situation.
Was pretty just kind of worried, a little shooken up about it.
It still hasn't really soaked in yet, but it's something to keep you thinking about it.
Dale Hatfield has been living in this neighborhood since 1964. He says before today's events, the scariest thing he had ever seen happen here is people dying of natural causes.
I've never lived in any place that wasn't a safe neighborhood, so I hate to think of things like that even happening.
Other neighbors say they never expected a burglary to take place in this quiet area.
It's pretty scary. You don't really think that thing's going to happen in Moorhead, you know, especially in this little area with the schools right here.
It's a quiet neighborhood, and we usually don't have a lot of issues down here. It's a lot of single families and kids running around, and we don't normally have problems in this area of town at all.
But now, neighbors are being extra cautious so that something like this doesn't happen to them.
I take precautions, lock everything up.
We try to always have the house locked, the cars locked at night, but like I said, during the day, when it's noon, you're not really too worried about it.
In Moorhead, Giovanna Simic, Valley News Live.
Here's a description of the man police are looking for. He's white with long, dark hair and may have been wearing a yellow hoodie with a dark-colored jacket over the top. So if you saw anything suspicious, be sure to call Moorhead Police. Fargo police are reminding people parking downtown to make sure they lock up their cars, bikes, and anything else of value. That's because police say their downtown officer took multiple reports today of thefts from underground garages. Multiple victims, each at a different location, are estimated to be out $23,000 worth of items. You're urged to lock your cars and bicycles and remove all valuables from your parked car, including any garage remotes. If you need help uncovering fraud and corruption in your community, be sure to call our whistleblower hotline. That number is 701-237-6576 and leave your tip. A member of our investigative team will get on the case and go to work to expose the truth. Today, a former South Dakota police chief was found guilty of first-degree murder in the death of his pregnant fiancée. Prosecutors say that 64-year-old Russell Bertram killed 26-year-old Leonilla Stickney in 2009 to collect more than $900,000 of insurance money. They added jealousy was a factor because Bertram had undergone a vasectomy and knew the child couldn't be his. Bertram was not charged until late last year. Now, the victim's estranged husband, David Stickney, received a letter after her death from a life insurance company that was processing a claim from Bertram. He then contacted the South Dakota Attorney General's Office Criminal Division, setting in motion an investigation that led to a murder charge last fall. A student survey showed Hawley has a higher rate of underage drinking compared to the Minnesota average. That number, along with other factors, qualified the school district and a local nonprofit to receive a 5-year grant for just under $1 million. Now, that grant will allow the community to start a curriculum and create a substance abuse prevention coalition. The nonprofit hopes to change the perception of alcohol in the eyes of our youth.
A majority of students don't use alcohol. That's the reality. So instead of using scare tactics or things like programs that have not shown proven evidence of reducing alcohol, to promote those positive activities instead that are going on in the community.
Cryle says in the first year they will focus on alcohol, but in the following years they'll incorporate drug use. It's Tuesday night, so it's time for a restaurant report card. Valley News Team's Cornelius Hawker checked out 3 restaurants in Grand Forks, and only one of them managed not to have any critical violations.
A staple in Grand Forks for more than 30 years, Bonzer's Sandwich Pub, supporting the University of North Dakota on almost every wall, feels more like your favorite relative's kitchen than a restaurant. They're this week's Clean Plate Award winner because of their critical violation-free inspection report.
Critical violation sounds pretty serious, but it can be for some very simple things too that can be easily fixed. So it's just something you got to constantly be on top of and looking out for.
Matt Bonzer grew up at this restaurant and says there are 2 main reasons why they manage to always pass their inspections with flying colors.
It's because of John Bonzer. He takes it very, very, very seriously, and it's made a point to instill that in me. So he's certified, I'm certified. We really focus on keeping an open dialogue with the health inspectors.
Maybe an open dialogue with health inspectors could help these next 2 restaurants. China Garden received 3 critical violations on their latest health inspection report. Their manager didn't have a food manager license, they weren't dating their food correctly, and didn't clean surfaces that come in contact with food properly. This is the second time they've been on restaurant report card and the second time they didn't comment on their violations. Amazing Grains received 4 critical violations. Thermometers in fridges and freezers weren't accurate, they weren't properly dating or cooling their food, and they weren't cleaning surfaces that come in contact with food properly. Amazing Grains did not give us a comment. In Grand Forks for Restaurant Report Card, I'm Cornelius Hawker.
Be sure to go to valleynewslive.com and click on this story for a complete look at the restaurant's inspection reports. Time is running out if you haven't registered to vote in this year's election. Still ahead on Valley News Live at 9, we have information to get you all signed up.